Sure. Can
Okay. Go ahead, Alex. You have a question?
you repeat the first part of your question?
Okay. So my question is, what is something about your business that you love about, and what is it? What's the most impactful part of your services that create opportunities for others?
So, what we do basically, we put your people businesses on the map. What that means that we make them searchable and foundable on Google and other results, because right now, if you don't exist online, you don't exist at all. So we had a business landscaper probably 6 months ago, 8 months ago, came to us, says that they were trying to get the PP loan, and their first application got rejected because they didn't have a website and they didn't have any presence. And they did the research and they rejected their business. So our business directly impacts businesses because we're building their website, link it correctly, we put them in their customer hands so they can grow their business.
Okay, I see. All right. Thank you for sharing. Alex, you now can pick anyone else in the group and ask a question.
So I ask someone else question?
Yeah, anyone. You can pick anyone.
Brian, why did you decide to start? What are you doing right now? Like, how did you get started?
Let's unmute Brian.
Okay, I didn't think you wanted to hear me coughing earlier. So I kind of discovered that the things that have made me most happy and brought me the most joy were things that I did that were helping other people. So that led me toward charitable planning, because everybody wins. Everybody's happy. The organization's happy because they get more donations to fulfill their mission. The donor's happy because they get to contribute to something that's important to them. Or maybe they're just doing it because they want the tax break. Either way, the charity still gets the money, so they're happy. My wife is happy because I'm doing good stuff, and depending on my involvement, sometimes I get paid, sometimes I don't. She's even happier when I get paid for doing it, which is never a bad thing, making my wife happy. And the last part, I helped someone write 2 checks, one for $110,000 to their church, and the other for $110,000 to their favorite charity last year. And for me, that's like me writing those checks. I know it's not, but that's how I feel, because it wouldn't have happened except for a conversation that I had with that person. So that's kind of how I got into it. And then some of the other strategies just kind of dovetailed that help to enhance what you're doing for charitable giving. I mean, if you could give more away to charity and keep more for your family, I haven't talked to anyone that says they hate that concept. So.
Wow. All right.
Nice.
Thank you, Brian. Okay, Brian, your turn. Who would you like to ask? Did we have Shelly or Kathy?
Well, Kathy had that serious look on her face. I want to know what you do. So.
Hey, Alex. Well, what I do is very similar to what you do, is in a way, because the age that we're in, 55 and over, I have a specialty, which is reverse mortgage. I've been in the mortgage space since the age of, God knows, 19 when I was in college. And so in the last 7 years, I explored this avenue, and it has brought me so much fulfillment and joy. When I do mortgages for people, yes, they say a thank you, and that's it. You don't see them until they decide that, sometimes you don't, sometimes they want to refi. But with reverse mortgage is really my passion, is because when I help somebody in their retirement age to live a comfortable life and to grow gracefully and to be able to do what they want to do rather than just restricted to, a certain income, a fixed income. They are so forever friends. They email me, they thank me profusely, they tell others about me. And what joy is that, to bring happiness that otherwise they would have not known to tap into their home equity, especially in a volatile market that we're in. So that's why I like what I do. And so it's a thankful job, to put it blatantly. So it's rewarding in all levels. It's rewarding for the homeowner. And like you said, it makes money for people that have a high net, homeowner that can't, they don't want to tap on their investment portfolio right now. It's deadly, so
Okay.
I like that. I can help all sides, and
Awesome.
it's fulfilling.
Nice.
Thank you,
nice.
Kathy. All right. Now you get to ask Shelley.
Yes, Shelley, you look so familiar. And I don't know where our paths cross, but I just tell you, you look familiar. So I don't know exactly what you do, Shelley. So tell me a little bit about where your passion is.
Yes. So my passion, like I mentioned earlier, spiraled out of working for the college setting for 15 years. My last position was a director in financial aid and scholarships. Yeah. And so after doing that and giving presentations at local high schools, helping parents, just providing overall value to families. After a while, I thought to myself, you know what? I would really like to spend more time with my kids. They're not going to be kids forever. And I would like to go back to school and continue my education, get my master's, PhD, etc. And of course, taking on a new business and doing all that, you would think would not allow me to do all that. But lots of hard work. I finally did, pulled it off.
Oh my God.
And still finishing my PhD though, but I did enroll in Harvard's business school, which I completed it as well. And yeah, this is my 30th year in the business.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
This is my 30th year in the business. So my passion though, like I said, not everybody wants to do college planning. It's super stressful to do college planning, as I'm sure you all know. You hear it in the
I
news
went
all the
through it.
time. Super stressful. So you have to have a specific niche or love to want to do this and cater to families because they're all so different. So for example, I work with families like vocational certificate because they're just not university bound. They just, that's not, what they want to do. I have those, I work through 6th through 12th graders that their parents are like, she's great on the soccer field, but she's horrible academically. And so I work with those kids to raise their GPA, like hers was from 1.9 to a 3.8 in 6 weeks.
Woo! You go, girl.
I wish I knew you when my daughter was in high school.
Yeah. So that mentoring coaching to sit down with them is, because as a parent trying to mentor your kids and all that coming from a parent perspective, doesn't always work. But when they're looking at someone that is from a professional, personable side, can bring yourself down a couple levels and really mirror and you get to understand them and help them and not telling them what to do, but mentoring them how to do it based on their skills, their strengths, based on who they are as an individual, is super, super. It's just, that's amazing to see that transition within these kids grow. And my son who's sitting here right now is no different.
Let's
Jess, you'll pop in
yeah,
here.
say hi to everyone.
Buddy Jess.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
And tell us a little bit about what he's doing for school so everybody knows too.
You want to go ahead and tell everybody?
Introduce the basics.
So to introduce the basics, as he says, there's nothing basic about this, but he just finished his bachelor's degree in neuroscience, and he is just currently accepted to a Christian university in Arizona, Grand Canyon University, where he will be continuing his master's program in clinical counseling neuroscience with his emphasis in marriage family therapy.
Wow.
21 years old, and he will be completing his master's degree in less than 3 years. He's on a fast track class, and then he will get licensed and do intern and start working, and possibly, I think he's going to do the reserves too, but he's going to do the reserves to get extra experience. This is all him doing all this. I've done the coaching part of it, believe me. Yeah, but
You did
this
good,
is
Mom.
his dreams and all his goals, and it's just to watch, you know, like all your kids out there do this, but to watch my own is a whole nother thing, to, you know, to watch him flourish. I mean,
You're so
it's amazing.
lucky.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but
amazing.
he's an amazing kid too. I mean, I've known him for how many years now, and I've had
Almost 5.
yeah, I've had conversations with him, and he's such a, you know, gosh, very knowledgeable, very, you know, experienced in so many different ways at his age. It's just incredible to get.
I want him to meet my daughter.
Well,
Oh, this
let's
is
welcome.
turning to online dating.
Yeah, let's welcome Martha. Martha is here today. Martha, welcome to Fire Up Connect. You have to unmute. There you go. Welcome,
Hi
Martha.
everyone, how's it going?
Good. So now Shelly's turn to ask you a question. So Shelly, Martha's here. I don't know if you you know her, you met her, but you have an opportunity to ask her a question.
All right, Martha. So if you could just give me a basic idea, like the name of your company, what do you do, and then I'll know what questions to ask you.
So my company is called Solix Services, and what I do is I help business owners multiply their sales and profits using a database approach.
Okay, the name of your company again is what?
Solix,
Services.
Solix Services. Okay, and so you help businesses, basically it sounds like multiply sales.
yeah, sales and profits. And I really use a data-driven approach. So I look at their numbers to create a strategy to grow those numbers.
We need to talk. Okay, so knowing what I know a little bit about being in business, which I've done this for 30 years, my question to you, first of all, is why do you do what you do? Why is that important to you? And second is, out of everything you do, what is the one thing that you see that gets businesses results?
I do this because I saw that the magic of numbers is truth. I mean, it's kind of intuitive and logical. If you want to grow your numbers, then the first place you have to go is look at the numbers. But I actually live the reality of this. I have a background in mathematics. And to be honest, I said that if I ever get my company to get to 10 million, then I will retire. Because for me, that was like, it's really hard. I thought this will happen in like 15 or 20 years down the line. But using the data-based approach that I use, I mean, data-driven approach, we accomplished it during COVID. Like in a course of a year, it happened. So, and it was because every decision, marketing, operations, and finances, from when I should sell, from what price I should sell at, I knew all these numbers, so I was able to make decisions that made sense to multiply those numbers. I mean, we went from 5 million to 10.1 million, and then our profit margins were depressing 5% to 35%. I mean, that is huge. So I want to do that for other business owners because I feel like they have so much passion, they work so hard, but what's the use of it if there is no alignment between their numbers all across their pillars? I call them pillars: marketing, finances, and operations. There's no alignment, and you have to start with the numbers. I love it, and I want to help other company owners.
One add-on to that is, so for everything that you do, what is, like I said, what is one thing that you do that gets you that data-driven results? Just one, because of course you can't give the whole thing away. I understand that.
What is one thing? I know coding, so I can analyze 100 data points to 1,000,000 data points in like that, because I can program these things to do it, while people would normally do it by hand and take forever. They would do a spreadsheet.
Gotcha.
I can program something that just basically set the data and give me the graphs and the results that I need. And I can also develop algorithms to predict.
Wow,
Wow.
that's amazing.
All right, Martha.
I have a question for her.
Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, in your line of work, do you also help business owners, kind of like how to save and to cut down on certain things or expenses that they're,
Yeah.
incurring,
That
so to
yep.
save the money?
Yeah, cash flow management, that's what it is. That's the first step, cash flow management. Because then from your numbers, I can actually examine, let's say you're spending on marketing and you're like, why don't people know about me? Because you're not spending enough in marketing. You're probably spending more on your beauty products, for example, on your own personal self. And that's what happened. One of my customers was buying herself a car when she could have invested that in her business, in her marketing. But people don't realize, and until there is a Martha there and be like, what are you doing? You have this money allocated in the right things. Then you will have surplus to buy yourself a car.
Love it. Love
Right?
it.
That's
Okay,
America for
Martha.
you.
Now,
Conspicuous
Martha,
consumption.
it's your turn to ask me a question. I'm the last one here.
Ooh.
Yay, I finally got Marie. What are you currently doing for the conference? Like, what are the steps that you're working on for the conference? I think it's going to happen in October, right?
Yes. First of all, I'm talking to a couple of locations in terms of, the pricing, the opportunities that I can bring several events where I can get better rates. So I'm kind of like in that position. I just don't go there and ask information. I ask for, room information. I try to see if there's any kind of negotiation I can make in terms of bringing in other organizations at the same time. So because I've worked with hotels for many years when I was doing the fashion show, so I try to, I kind of know how to work with them, and so I come in that way. And as soon as I get the right place for the event on October, then I'm gonna start bringing in sponsors, speakers, and then from the speakers and sponsors, then I set the event invitation and I put the pricing for the people that would like to attend. That's how, kind of like the simple process for doing it. Sounds good. And I know you're doing a lot of things also on your side in Chicago. So I'm really, really proud of you, girl. I mean, Martha, you are, on a roll, and I'm so happy for you. So anyway, let's go on and we'll move on to our next part of our meeting. And we have Brian George has been listening to us the entire time. And Brian is our speaker today, and he's going to talk about moving up in real estate. Am I right, Brian?
Yes, that's the plan.
Okay, so you're on. You can go ahead and start.
Promise?
Yes.
Okay. Let me get my presentation ready. So real estate industry is pretty competitive. Some would say cutthroat. Doesn't really need to be. So everybody's looking for an advantage. I shouldn't say everyone because I don't know everyone. Everyone I know is looking for an advantage to be the person that people come to when they want to buy or sell property.
Are you doing a PowerPoint presentation, Brian?
No,
Okay, I
not.
want to make sure. Okay.
so not this time.
All right.
I could show a PowerPoint presentation, but it would have nothing to do with what I'm talking about. So,
Okay, it's up to you, whatever you want.
so I'll save that for another time.
Okay.
So what can you do to put yourself at the top of the list? So particularly for sellers, some people don't want to sell their property because they don't want to pay the taxes. So if you're a real estate professional, you either have or you will eventually run into a client that says they don't want to list their property because they don't want to pay the tax bill. Right? So what is probably said at that point is go talk to your CPA, which is not bad advice, but there are issues with that. One is you just told this person you don't have the answer they need and you sent them away. The CPA is not part of your team. You know, they might give them an answer and send them to someone else to do the business. And CPAs are really not, well, a lot of CPAs aren't really experts on tax planning.
No.
They're experts on filing taxes and, you know, getting the low hanging fruit. But when it comes to serious tax planning and tax deferral, that's really not what a lot of them are doing. So you have another option. You know, what if you said to your potential client, what if you didn't have to pay the taxes? I have a tax deferral consultant on my team that can reduce, defer, or eliminate your tax bill. So those two sentences can create listings that you might never have gotten before. So three main objections. You know, I just found out how big my tax bill will be, and I don't want to give away that much money to Uncle Sam. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with the money before I list my property. I no longer wish to buy and sell investment property. Those people are tired of taxes and teenagers and termites and toilet papers clogging up the toilets at 1 a.m. So we have answers for all those. So in summary, having a tax deferral consultant on your team opens up options that other realtors can't afford. You know, we present us, my team and I, we present ourselves as members of your team. So we're working with you as a partner. And if you can express this to your clients, it will get you listings that you might not have already got. So if any of this is giving you ideas on how you can help more clients, or if you have specific questions, I don't think I've used up my entire 7 minutes.
That's okay. I mean, we can ask questions. I'm sure anyone have questions for Brian in regards to what he just said?
Yes, I have a question. In regards to 529 savings plans, what is your take on 529 savings plans as far as using 529 savings plans for educational consulting services?
I think they're great. I think not enough people use them.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Kathy, you have any question? You're in the real.
I just wanted to ask Brian, does he ever come across a reverse mortgage or recommend reverse mortgage, or if he knows anything about reverse mortgages?
I know treetop level about reverse mortgages. I think in my almost 14 years, I had one client do a reverse mortgage.
Right.
Older woman, her kids were all on the East Coast. None of them wanted the house that she was in. They didn't want to come back and take care of it. They didn't want to have to worry about selling it. So she wound up doing a reverse mortgage because it just made it easier for her. And the kids didn't care. So.
Awesome. Martha, you have any question? Are you good? Okay. All right, Brian, any other last comments, information you can share? That's it?
I have lots, but I'll leave it there.
Okay.
And my contact info will be in the chat. So if anyone has questions about anything else, like I said, the tax deferral is one of the things we do. It's also a good conversation starter because people have said they aren't interested, but no one has ever been angry with me for telling them I could save the money on taxes. So.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think, for all of us, it's always good to partner with someone with that information because, we are not the expert. And I like to always partner with people with, specific knowledge and, specialties. And like Kathy was, and I were talking yesterday, she was thinking about how she can position herself uniquely among the other mortgage, professionals. So it's the same thing by, knowing exactly what you're specialized in, you become valuable to other professionals to partner with you and to create that successful transaction by giving them more information to make the right decisions. Am I right, Brian?
Yes. So let me add some numbers to add
Okay.
context to the tax deferral. So some cases that are in progress right now. Family, they've owned their house for 32 years. It's in Redmond, Washington, close to Microsoft. They bought it 32 years ago for $150K. It's now worth over $3 million.
Wow.
And capital gains taxes, when you add the federal and state of Washington, is over 30% now. So that's 30% that's gone,
Okay.
that you never get back unless you have a way to defer or eliminate those taxes.
Okay.
If you're selling a business, there's a case where a business is being sold. It's down in California. The business is going to sell for about $10 million. If they paid the taxes, they're going to have a little over $6 million left after they pay the capital gains taxes for the federal government and the state of California.
Okay.
I don't know anyone who wants to give up almost 40% of their profits.
Yeah, I mean,
To
you know,
anyone.
especially on our investments. I don't want to give up those money.
Yeah.
Martha will probably be interested in working with you because she works with a lot of business owners. And so that would be perfect, right, Martha?
I have a question. So how do you defer these taxes if you do sell a property? Is there like a loop or a way of doing it? Or you still have to pay the taxes?
So the short answer is that the people that write the tax code, they leave these things in there for people to take advantage of, themselves and their buddies. But if you have the resources, anybody could use them. So there are charitable means to do it. There are different trusts you can build. There's a thing called constructive receipt. So if you sold me your business and I paid the money into a trust instead of paying it to you, you wouldn't have to pay any taxes because you never actually received the money. The money went to the trust. So it's called constructive receipt. But you get to manage the money inside the trust. You can do a couple of things inside there. You can invest that money and then live off the interest and dividends on it, which is only comes out as ordinary income taxes, not capital gains taxes. Or you can take that money and reinvest it into another business because it's inside an irrevocable business trust. So anything that a business can legally do, you can do inside the trust and pay no capital gains taxes on it as long as you're not touching the principal.
I see.
So that's one way. And the trust is good for 10 years. And you can roll it for an additional 10 years in perpetuity. And it's fully inheritable to your heirs. And they can continue doing the same thing also. So there's no taxes, no
Wow.
capital gains taxes, unless you take principal out. And you don't have to do that.
Well, I'm glad that this is recorded because we're going to put this on our newsletter. So people that have missed it, they'll be able to listen to it and learn from it. So any other questions? I think we're going to go move on to the next part of our meeting. Thank you so much, Brian, for this amazing information. And
This
so,
is so valuable.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
I'm gonna, at some
Right.
point, I mean, maybe like in 10 years, I'm gonna sell a big property. So this is good to know.
You're probably gonna be selling next year, honestly.
she she's running that company and making it multi-billion-dollar
I
company.
already know, and what she's doing is so well needed, you know, everybody talks about it.
She's awesome. All right, so let's take 30 seconds to put something on the chat, feedback on what you learned from Brian. Any comments, just go ahead and put it on the chat. We'll take 30 seconds. And for the meantime, I'm going to ask Jess about what he thinks about this whole meeting so far.
So there's a lot to learn from. I'm still like, taking it all in because I'm a college student of a different field. So when it came to Brian's topics, especially him talking about the what do you say? The construct receipt, what was it? He's
Constructive
talking about a
receipt.
receipt. Yeah,
Constructive receipt.
Constructive receipts.
yeah, the constructive receipt.
Yeah.
I thought that was like really, I don't know anything about that, like the tax business or anything, but I thought that was like really intrinsic, just very intrinsic, like super, super helpful. Because when I'm like, you know, in my 30s, like mid 30s, and I'm like trying to find more properties to make Airbnbs and like make money and rent off of that. And then with my kids and stuff in the future, looking down the line, it's like, there's a lot of money and stuff that I could make off of and like supply to them, you know? Yeah. And yeah, it's very unique to know that fact. And it's probably very fundamental. I just know nothing about it.
Wow.
And
So
his shares are in stocks too, so they're
Yeah,
showing him how
yeah,
to do all that
and
as well.
it's-
He's learning a lot.
yeah, and I never knew about that until now. So thank you.
There you go, Brian. We
Well,
just
it's a niche. It's a
Yeah.
niche that
Yeah, it is.
I'm in
Yeah,
more than just managing assets. We do cool stuff here. So
yeah.
Well, Brian has years and years of experience. He's been, he was also in the military, right, Brian?
yes,
Yeah, and so the focus and the discipline and the experience that you can learn from Brian as a, you know, even as a mentor or as a connection is so valuable. And I'm so proud that we have Brian in our group. This is why I get excited every time we have a meeting because I learn so much and, you know, we really make sure that we understand each other's business and we learn and we create some collaboration. So I'm really happy about that. Let's see the comments from everyone. I've got 2 here. Okay, let me see, open it. So it looks like, all right, Brian, you learned that Martha is excited, yes, about tax federal strategies. And then Kathy learned the tax deferment loopholes. All right, Kathy. I mean, it's always good to learn something, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So the third part of our meeting is what we call business share time. This is our opportunity to be able to share what you have 3 things that you can share, either a success story, so we know what kind of accomplishments you have made so far, or a challenge that you wanted to share to everybody and see if we can get some feedback or support from everyone, and or a specific goal that you really am focused on completing it and, you know, making sure that you get that goal completed. All right, so who would like to start?
I'll start.
Oh, okay, Brian, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
start.
go ahead, Shelley. Ladies first.
Okay, Shelley,
Yeah.
go for it. Go for it.
Yes, so I could share a testimonial, but I did somewhat of that earlier. The challenges and the goals actually go hand in hand. So the goals I have right now, and Marie, you already know about this, but I'm actually working with CIAM. I'm mentoring MBA students from all over the world. There's 6 of them. And they're marketing proteges. They work for Google. They're, you know, they have amazing backgrounds. One works for Morgan Stanley. So mentoring these students who are finishing up their MBAs, they are actually looking at the strategies, the front end, the back end of Google Analytics, and looking at where I'm losing that 10%, 20%, whatever it is that comes in and doesn't follow through on the website to the end. May it be on the blog, may it be on YouTube videos, wherever it is at. So my goal with them is they are helping me, and this is why, Martha, what you do is so important for small businesses or medium-sized businesses, is to figure out in between all of that, there's something that needs to be tweaked. There's something that needs to be changed. It's just the littlest algorithm or something that Google is picking up on the website. My Google pages is, I think, like I checked yesterday, it's anywhere from 1,200 to almost 1,000 families that are on there for the month, which is a lot. But it should be a lot more, because on the blog, I just checked on the blog yesterday, there's about 40,000 families on one of the posts for 529s and SAT ACTs, but I'm losing that huge population somewhere. I don't know why I'm losing it. So strategically, I'm trying to figure out, the goal is to figure out, why am I losing them? What are they not getting? So that they can sign up online for that. It's a $300 consultation for 45 minutes, which is huge value for $300, but I'm losing them. I'm not getting them to do that.
Okay. Wow. All right. Thank you, Shelley. All right, Brian, go ahead. You're next.
Okay, so a new case that just got referred to us. And for the business owners on here, you might be interested in this. So if you own the business, you're a key person in the business. So your business could buy an insurance policy on you, a key person insurance policy on you, that could provide you with money to pay your state taxes when you die outside of your taxable estate, or it could provide you with tax-free income when you retire. And it can get complicated. So the business borrows money from a bank, and then to pay for the insurance. But because it's a loan, all the interest and all the fees are considered a business deduction.
Mhm.
The business then loans the money to you to pay the insurance. And the business is probably paying 5% on the loan. You're paying 3% on the loan because you have a different insurance rate. And the reason for that is because then you own the policy, not the business. So it's your policy.
I see.
And if something happens, it goes to your family, they have full control. And these are cash value policies. So the loan gets paid back from the cash value in the policy once it's grown enough, somewhere between 8 and 12 years, which still leaves plenty of cash for you to take out if you wanted, tax-free income, or a large lump sum to pay your estate taxes when you die, because the IRS is coming and they want their money. They don't take property or real estate. They want cash. And the cheapest way to pay that is with insurance, because it's pennies on the dollar. So once again, anybody want more information on how you can use your business in different ways to fund your retirement, you should have a conversation with me. My info will be in the chat. So that's another case. We just finished one up. This is a new one. We're happy. We don't have so many where we're turning people away yet. So, I can still make time to talk to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian. Okay, let's go to Kathy.
Okay, so you guys are all pros, I could tell. So just to continue on what Brian is saying, he's definitely been in the business for a long time. And I could tell that he's helped many people and, with taxes and able to save the money. I'm kind of on the same boat as Brian. My passion is to be able to have, 55 and over, because right now this year I started at 55 with reverse, is that it's the fourth leg as a tool to incorporate in the retirement package or the retirement asset portfolio. So it can be used in conjunction with an asset portfolio. Your home equity is where most of us have our money. We're sitting on gold. It's very, very powerful. So people that have a lot of equity and still have mortgage payments, they really don't need to have mortgage payments. They can eliminate that. That's one of the perks that a reverse mortgage does. It gives you that cash flow, and where they could spend it and invest it in other things. Finance long-term care, finance a wedding, go on a world tour, so it really enables invested as well and make money. So it is that leg and of the retirement that really helps homeowners to tap into this resource. So that's my passion. I'm helping a gal whose name is Susan. She is 67 years old. She doesn't have any heirs. She is cut off from, everybody, all her family, left this world. And so she has this beautiful home, and she still has a mortgage payment at 67 years old. So those type of people I love to help. Also people that have high net, that they are bleeding, from, losing money on their investment. So they can tap on their home equity. And it's not the end of the world. Reverse mortgage, people don't know about it. That's why I'm here. I'm here to educate people on that, and to be able to take advantage of it, because it's there. It is a government loan, and there is a proprietary loan as well. So there are two ways you can do this and be able to take advantage of this tool. So that's my passion, and that's my
Awesome.
final word.
So it looks like Shelly has to go here, and we're gonna move on to Martha. So it's up to you, Shelly, whenever you have to go.
Okay.
And we have Jess here, okay?
Okay.
All right, so Martha, your turn.
Well, now I have a subscription base for once. I've been working on this. So my page is actually up, guys. MarthaRazzo.com. So you can look me up, and anything I do, it's actually on my website. I designed this. So I'm super excited about it. And one of the things I included there was a subscription base. So I'm planning, actually, Marie, you don't know about this, but I'm planning to have weekly meetings where we just uninformally talk about challenges that we have, and we try to use a number approach of how to solve it. So for example, Shelly's having this problem with figuring out that target market. So we will figure out what data she needs to collect and what is the optimal way of collecting that data.
I have the
There's
target
really-
market, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's an example. And then you figure out what data do you need to collect, the different tools of collecting that data. And then if they don't know how to analyze it, maybe I can jump in and tell them, hey, let's have a side consultation where I can help you analyze that data, if it's something that we cannot do there on the spot. But it's more like brainstorming our challenges and our problems and really tackling them there on the spot.
Okay, awesome. All right. Well, thank you. That is your business share time. Let me just, tell you what I'm working on too. So my goal is to be able to execute the ribbon cutting ceremony for the International Wealth Builders Association here in town. And it will be in July 27th. If you can travel to the city of Temecula, you're welcome to join us. And we're going to have the Temecula Valley Chamber of Commerce joining us there. I'm hoping that we're probably going to have about 100 to 200 people. So the more, the better. And you're welcome to join us, because this is going to be an opportunity to meet other people. So that is one goal that I need to fulfill this year. And plus, I've got the radio shows running right now. And I believe Martha and Shelly is joining us for the radio show. So I'm very excited about that. And Kathy, something that you and I can talk about later. Okay, so let's see. What's our feedback for today's meeting? Let me ask Kathy. Kathy, what did you think about our meeting today? And did you find any ideas or collaborations from what you heard from everybody?
Oh, definitely. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from Brian. Definitely very, very insightful. There's always tax loops. I know there's but he just really shed lights on that for me. I learned a lot from Shelly. Shelly was told us about college funds and how she can help parents. And I still have friends that can definitely use her services and help out. Martha, you're definitely a young light among all of us. And I thought that's very brilliant that you're into this at an early age. I could just see you being, on the top 500 Fortune magazine someday soon. And so, yeah, it was amazing. I learned a lot.
Okay, great. Shelly, if you're still here, so it's up to you. Unless Jess wants to.
Tasking here, hold on. What was the question again, Maria? I'm
This is feedback. What do you think about our meeting? Did you find any ideas or collaboration or opportunities during what you've heard from everybody?
Yes, so feedback is for Brian. my son back here being 21 years old, he's got an amazing future ahead of him. And on top of that, as far as helping him build his portfolio financially, this was huge for him. So he's back there. I'm hearing him constantly go, wow, that's amazing. Like, you know, every time I keep looking back, it's another wow. So he had huge takeaways for this. As a business owner, I have huge takeaways for all of this too. I would love to do a one-on-one, Brian, with you to take this further and see where this goes. Kathy, you and I have a lot where we can collaborate with belonging to GSFE and the HeartLink. I don't know if you've heard of it. Another powerful group of women doing amazing things in the world. I can do a lot of referrals there. We can collaborate, help each other, you know, because that's what we do best as business owners. And then Martha, oh my gosh, like your niche is like perfect timing. You know, Shark Tank, all of them on Shark Tank talks about this, about anyone who's gone into marketing, design, websites, anything like that. That's $1 billion business right now. They even said on there that marketing, design, all of this, digital marketing specifically, which is what I'm working on, is actually the best degree to go into right now, other than, and they don't even recommend chemical engineering and all those top fields anymore, physics, all that. It is digital marketing. Any business that is not doing digital marketing within the next year to 5 years to 10 years will be out of business.
Wow.
All right, I want to hear from Jess too. Jess, what do you think?
Go ahead, Jess.
About digital marketing?
No, about how about the meeting?
Your feedback.
Oh,
Your feedback.
so
And you're amazing, Marie, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Don't want to forget you.
So the only thing I could take away from this meeting is, so as my mom introduced for me, after I go into the reserve and get more experience after my master's degree, I'm planning to start my own practice in clinical psychology and to like help couples and families and people that need pharmaceutics for, you know, relief from mental disorders or just mental things. And the real estate that I want to be working with is my business, you know, kind of like learned a lot from like McDonald's and Ray Kroc and stuff like that growing up. And I want to have control over my business, you know, like I wouldn't ever want to have to worry about, you know, losing it or anything negative. I want to focus on making money off everything I could possibly get my hands on as an opportunity, especially as a young person, because I'm 21 and about to turn 22. And down the line, making profits wherever I can. Like I'm just learning how to do Airbnbs and making money off of like renting out locations. I'm just learning how to do that, you know? So all the information Brian and Martha gave, it's very important for me. And it's very expensive, all this information as well. You don't hear it anywhere. You really don't. You could go to hundreds of expos and probably touch on it just a little bit, you know, because everybody's, it's very humbling to get information this powerful. So it's very nice.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so
Yeah.
glad that you're here. Martha, your feedback.
I really like Shelly. Is she part of Fire Up Connect?
Yes, she's a member and she hasn't attended. This is the first time she attended.
How long have we known each other, Marie?
Oh God, I don't know, a long time ago.
It's many, yeah, like 7+ maybe more years, but yes, we're all super busy, but we're doing this. Yes.
Yes.
Wow, well, you have a lot of good energy, and I really just like you as a person. I just want to make sure you know that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, like I love it. I still have to meet with Brian. I wasn't able to meet with him, and that's my fault. So I need to meet with you, Brian, because I need to talk to you about my non-for-profit, and at some point we can talk about this tax defer. That's like really in the line, but I really want to focus on the non-for-profit. I'm I'm gonna follow up with you, Shelley. So I just texted you because I want to see how I can help you. And Marie, this is amazing that you do this. And your son actually hit in a good point, Shelley. This is valuable information. A lot of times when you get in groups, people hide information or they're trying to like make sure they don't give a competitive leverage. This is one of those groups, like we are here to really give value to everyone and not just make clients, but really enjoy the conversation and grow within what they're telling us, because everyone has valuable information because everyone comes from different backgrounds. And this is awesome. I love it.
Yeah,
All right.
that's where we get clients from, by giving value and educating and seeing where we can make a difference. That's where it all happens. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm very thankful. I know Shelley said yesterday that she might be only here for half an hour, but she ended up being here for the whole hour.
I'm going to be late for my next meeting. So there you go.
But I tell you, I've known Shelley for many years. She does have amazing personality and she's very well connected. If she knows what you do, she's a talker. She can talk about you and really share your information. And that's one thing about Shelley. She likes to help people also and a lot of businesses. And she's a lot of fun. She likes to travel. She just came back from what country did you guys go?
We just got back from a 3-week Europe trip.
Europe trip. So if you wanted to go travel, she'll be a good one to go out with.
Yeah, this was our third time to Europe. We went to Barcelona the first time, got our feet wet a little bit because we didn't know too much about it. Went to Canary Islands, which is the Hawaii of Europe. And then our second trip was to Madrid, Cannes, France, Grasse, France, Monaco, watched the Grand Prix, went to Cannes, France, and did all that, you know. And this third time was we did day trips constantly in Barcelona, Tarragona, etc. Did a 3-country tour in one day, went to France, Spain, all of that. Like, it was amazing. Like Andola, what was it? What else did we do? Oh, we did a land, air, and sea trip, which was, we walked through Barcelona. What was it? We went on a catamaran with the whole group. And then I took him for his graduation present. We flew in a helicopter over Barcelona for 9 minutes.
Ooh.
Front row seat. Everybody thought I was flying the helicopter, but I wasn't. It was amazing though. And I have great people I met there. We brought huge takeaways to share with everybody. Business people we met there from Germany, Switzerland, just London, all over the world that we're still friends with, and made a lot of connections. And we just know how to travel super affordable. And like most people think, no, it's super expensive to travel. No, it's not. I should be a travel agent too, but
so if you need any travel information, you can ask Shelley also. That's awesome.
It was amazing. We had a fabulous time, both of us.
Thank you for being here, Shelley. I hope that you're always also try. I mean, is Jess going to be attending our meetings from now on? Is that what it is?
He has from now until August 4th, when he starts his master's program.
Okay.
To be on here and to participate. In between, he's also starting, he didn't talk about this, but he's starting, and you want to talk about your IT business?
Yes. So really quickly, just to touch on it, I'm going into my tech consulting business, just a little startup, and like any other tech business, I want, but better because I know what I'm doing. I want to help, you know, if they have any monitor problems, computer problems, if they even want me to build their computers, I'll do it. I'll provide the supply and the demand and everything, and it'll be, you know, I'm trying to beat the market, you know, it's just like a little bit cheaper than what everybody else is paying, you know, and at the same time, it helps people that don't, they can't afford it.
Can't afford Geek Squad,
they can't
or
afford,
for
like,
small businesses that want to,
right. They can't afford like all those expensive fees and like all those like insulting consulting fees. That's what I call them. You know, yeah, I'm serious. Like people just, they're like, oh, you're rich. I could just make money off of you. Like, you know, like expressing the fee, you know, I'm like, don't do that. Just do the work, you know? And we all know this, like as tech nerds, we're like, we can pull it out in like 45 minutes max. Like nothing takes longer than 45 minutes, especially when you know what you're doing. So, and especially for small businesses as you guys, you know, and Martha and whatnot,
There you go.
you guys always need tech support, you know? like everything from webinars to Zoom, especially like the whole
He
PhD
knows
with
how to do all that.
the whole thing with PhD with Zoom and WebEx and all that. Like it's very profitable to help people understand how to use those platforms, you know? Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Wow.
Jess.
I might collaborate with this boy. I'm a nerd myself. If you ever have courses or something or need help on a tutoring side of it, I have a master's in math. So if you ever get stuck on your master's with mathematics, feel free to contact me.
Ooh, there you go.
I might need you. I might need you for one of my students reached out to me. She's taken advanced level math. If you know of anyone, Jess is tutoring her with pre-calculus right now. And I have another client, another resource that's tutoring her as well to do her final and other, you know, calculus work. But yeah.
Yeah, Kathy,
Okay.
I'm sure has a lot of clients, family clients, right? That
Yeah, maybe I can pursue some of my tutoring. I put that on the side, but I can do tutoring. I've done it in the past before, but I stopped. And I can teach any math, even proof-based math, all the way to like grad level.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
let me know.
All right, Kathy, thank you so much for being here. And Martha, thank you. Go ahead, Shelley.
I have a question for Martha in regards to digital marketing that I mentioned earlier, which is like a booming business right now. That's like the booming business for it doesn't matter what size of business you have that anybody has. What are your thoughts on that? What are you doing with digital marketing?
One thing to do is collect as much data. And then there's algorithms that actually do customer segmentation. And that's something that I can do for my customers. Collect as much data. We figure out an automatic way of collecting and feeding that data to a system. And then we figure out a market segmentation. For example, you have, for me, I will figure out that, let's say that that's a real estate. You'll find out that 3 families prefer a 2-house. So then you know to make your commercials or your conversation to the 3 family about a 2-story building or a 1-house, depending on it. So you'll figure out, and this is really what gives leverage to a lot of these big companies because they know who to talk to. I mean, just look at Netflix. They know that you like soap operas. They know that you like scary things. So they keep feeding you that. So using this data, you'll be able to see, okay, these people like this, so you know what to talk to them about. When you have a lot of customers, you lose that. You lose the ability of realizing who likes what. And you have to be able to grow big and also still give this personal level customer service.
Awesome. All right. Well, you guys need
Absolutely.
to follow up, meet one-on-one to get more information from each other. It looks like there's going to be a lot of meetings after this. And again, thank you so much for being here. You guys are amazing. I love you all. Have an amazing weekend and enjoy. Don't forget, we have our radio shows this tomorrow at noon for the International Wealth Builders with Patrick Hunter. And we also have the Real Men of Real Estate on Sunday at 1 p.m. And 2 p.m. is Building Solid Foundation and 3 p.m. is Fabulous. I will be the host for this Sunday. So I'm trying to figure out who I'm going to be bringing in for that. So we'll see. Anyway, well, thank you so much, everyone, and enjoy your weekend, okay? Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you, Brian. Amazing presentation. Thank you.
Great meeting, everyone.
All right. Bye now.
Thank you.